First time this year, the Rockers are coming off a week in which they did not finish the week with a winning record. However, they took games 2 and 3 of a weekend series against the Long Island Ducks to salvage a 3-3 record on the week and come back home with a little bit of momentum facing the defending champions. Good evening, everyone. Kendrick Fruits here with you from Truist Point in High Point, North Carolina, as we get set for Game 1 of a 3-game set between the Rockers and the Lexington Legends. Boog Powell stepping into the left-handed box. Craig Stem will make the start tonight for High Point. And the righty kicks and fires. First pitch, a fastball strike, and we're underway. Stem again on the year has made one start, gave up 2 runs in 6 2/3 innings, 8 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. As Powell takes a strike at the knees, he's quickly down in the count at 0-2. Stem holds the set. 0-2 coming. Powell swings. Ground ball down the first base line. Morrison will take it himself, and that is the first out of the inning. First pitch time, 6:34, and it is currently 80 degrees and sunny here in High Point. Temperature will drop down to the low 70s by the time we are finished tonight. First pitch time and weather brought to you by Grandover Resorts in Greensboro. Live, work, enjoy. The batter is Tillman Pugh, 294, 4 home runs and 15 batted in this year, coming off of a strong season last year in Lexington as that pitch from Stem low in the count 1-0. Hit .322 with Lexington last year and drove in 107 batted in. Strike at the knees, count 1-1 strike. And the impressive thing about that is that he did a lot of that damage from the bottom of the lineup last year. Here comes the 1-1. Fastball at the knees. It's a called strike. And the count now 1-2. Home plate umpire today is Marcus Neal. Owen Ballard the fourth down the first base line. And Christopher Riddle will man the third base side. Pugh swings, fouls this one straight back, and the count 1-2. Wind blowing lazily out towards right center. Not a whole lot of action going on there. Stem set. Here comes the 1-2. That's off speed down in the turf, and the count goes to 2-2. Well, in Stem's first start this year, getting into the 7th inning, the Rockers let him go to 89 pitches. So you've got to think he's probably in the neighborhood of 90-95 today, as that one low and the count goes full. Tillman Pugh has worked the count full with one out here in the top of the first inning. If you're just joining us, welcome to High Point. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Pugh chased down low and fell down to a knee. As Craig Stem got him with the off-speed pitch, that is out number 2. Let's go ahead and set the rest of that lineup for you for the Legends. Powell, Pugh, Hawkins, Tejeda, Briseño, Irvin, Swihart, Jackson, and Marshall. And here is Courtney Hawkins, who, for my money, is putting together 2 of the best back-to-back seasons in Atlantic League history right now. First pitch swinging, ground ball towards third base. It's going to be Ladendorf who picks it up, throws on to first base in time. And that is the final out of the first inning. And the Rockers put a 1-2-3 first up next to the Lexington Legends ledger on the scoreboard. Lexington 0 and the Rockers coming to bat on the Rockers Baseball Network. The bottom of the first inning. Thomas Dormany making the start for the Lexington Legends today. Dormany 1-2, 9.72 the ERA. This is his 5th appearance. All of them have been starts. 16 2/3 innings pitched, 12 strikeouts and 9 walks allowed. And the Rockers line up again. The Dormany will face today Field, Ladendorf, Morrison, Wheel, Lattimore, Downs, Aklinski, Galino, and Russell. Thomas Dormany this year has given up 5 home runs, which is the most on a Lexington staff that has allowed the most home runs in the Atlantic League this year. First pitch coming to Field, fastball up high, and the count 1-0. Johnny Field hitting at .221, 2 home runs, 11 batted in. Dormany, a lefty, kicks and fires. Field just gets a piece of that and dribbles it foul, count 0-2. Rockers today, white pants, white jerseys. Rockers in block letters across the front, blue numbers beneath it on the left side, and blue numbers on the back, and they've gone with the blue hats today as well. Lexington, gray pants. It is a blue vest jersey with green sleeves. The vest is blue with the white letters LEX in the front, and a green number on the back as Field will swing and miss, and they count 1 strikes. Lexington also going with a green hat today. Here comes the 1-2. Field stays alive as he chops one foul, almost got into the Lexington dugout, but just hit off of the railing. And the count remains 1 2 strikes. Field waiting. Dormany kicks and fires. The 1-2 is a fastball away. And the count now 2 2 strikes. A lot of this Lexington team returned from last year. Familiar names like Henry Owens, Austin Adams, Gibson, Hoover, Thompson, Briseño, Jorgen. A lot of familiar names. Field again fouls one off. This one was the 6th pitch of the at-bat. The count remains 2-2. Perhaps the most notable absences on this team: Keon Barnum, who goes to Milwaukee in the American Association. Ben Aklinski, who's here in High Point, obviously. And then I think Cole Sturgeon as well, who's in the Minnesota Twins organization. As Dormany sails that one up over everyone's head. He's looking at his fingers and rubbing them together as if maybe some sweat or something. That ball just took off on him, and the count goes full to Field. Here comes a payoff pitch, and Field again fouls it off. This has been a good and lengthy at-bat. Next pitch will be the 9th to start the day for Dormany. Thomas Dormany this year, most pitches he has thrown in a contest has been 92. That was his last start, where he was hit for 6 runs in 5 innings against the Genomes. And here comes a payoff pitch in a moment here to Field. He's given up a home run in every start this year. Here comes the payoff pitch to Field, up and in, ball 4. And the Rockers have the leadoff man aboard. Here's Ladendorf, 253, 3 home runs and 12 batted in. A multi-home run game on Sunday against the Ducks. The fourth time this year a Rocker has had a multi-home run game, the third Rocker, because Xander Wheel did it twice. First pitch, a strike, and the count 0-1. We'll try to talk to him a little bit tomorrow. He switched his number from 6 to 9 because he wore 6 on Sunday. He swings, hits this one up the middle, could be 2. Jackson Depew for 1 to throw to first in time, a 6-4-3 double play. And that is the first and second out of the inning. But finishing that thought, he changed his number from 9 to 6 because, well, he wore 6 on Sunday and he hit well in it. So he said, hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Logan Morrison, the batter. And the first pitch up, count 1-0. Morrison hitting at .257, a home run 4 batted in. Here comes the 1-0, Morrison. A little late on the fastball. Just got a piece of it, and the count is 1-1. Well, after a very long at-bat to Johnny Field, that double play to Ladendorf really kind of helped even out the early pitch count in the first inning for Dormany. Morrison swings, lines it into right. Irvin there, and makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So maybe not quite the 1-2-3 inning, but Thomas Dormany does face the minimum thanks to a ground ball double play. And we head to the second inning now, scoreless on the Rockers Baseball Network.
The Cricket Wireless Roll of Honor, located in Section 104, is in recognition of the servicemen and women who put on the uniform of our armed forces and stand ready to defend the grateful nation. Located on the concourse are our POW MIA seat, which will always remain unused in memory of those that have not come home. Today we are honored to have Army veteran Brandis Valencia seated in our row of honor seats. Please rise if you are currently serving or have served in the United States Armed Forces. Thank you for your service, and thank you to Cricket Wireless for sponsoring the Rockers Roll of Honor. Go on to Hometown Hero of Your Life, nominate them to sit in our Roll of Honor by sliding to highpointrockers.com.
Top of the second inning, no score between the Rockers and the Legends. Craig Stem back out on the mound for his second inning of work. We'll go ahead and set the Rockers defensively for you. Quincy Lattimore in left, Johnny Field in center. Ben Aklinski is in right. Xander Wheel is the third baseman. Tyler Ladendorf at short. Michael Russell at second. Logan Morrison at first. And behind the plate tonight is Mike Galino. First pitch, fastball, strike at the knees. And the count 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Way out in front of it is Tejeda. Tejeda, a 4-time 300 hitter for the York Revolution from 2016 to 2019. Played foreign ball after that. This is actually his first appearance in Lexington. Here comes the 0-2 from Stem. Swung on, high fly ball into left field. Quincy Lattimore going back at the wall, looks up, and unfortunately that's all he can do. A solo home run from Isaias Tejeda here in the second inning gives Lexington a 1-0 lead. The Legends break the tie with the Rockers and the Genomes for the most home runs by a team in the Atlantic League. That is their 25th. The batter is the catcher, Jose Briseño. Briseño hitting at .256, 3 home runs, and 16 batted in. We'll see how Stem bounces back from that leadoff home run. First pitch to Briseño, a fastball strike, and the count 0-1. I'll be honest, at first, it didn't quite look like he had gotten enough to get it out. I thought it was a double. As that fastball misses low, and the count 1-1 strike. But again, this is a dangerous Lexington offense. The 1-1 fastball low to Briseño, and the count is 2-1. The impressive thing about Jose Briseño, last year hit 13 home runs in just 38 games. Here comes the 2-1. That is lined foul. And the count 2-2. Nobody out here, top of the second. Lexington with a 1-0 lead. Stem comes set at the belt, and the righty delivers off speed, and that is strike 3 looking. Down goes Briseño. That is Stem's second strikeout of the ball game. He had 3 in his first start. And that will bring up Phillip Irvin now, the right fielder, hitting at .260 with 7 batted in and 5 stolen bases. First pitch to Irvin, a fastball strike, and they count 0-1. Well, Craig Stem certainly pounding the zone. And that pitch up and in just under the arms of Irvin, and the count 1-1. Stem delivers 1-1 off speed, just down and in. Tried to get Irvin, the former big leaguer, to chase it. He did not do so. Here comes the 2-1. Swung on, high fly ball into right field. Aklinski there. And he will flag it down. That is the second out of the second inning. And that'll bring up the former Boston Red Sox, Blake Swihart. Swihart hitting an even 200, 2 home runs, 5 batted in. And here comes the first pitch from Stem. Fastball just inside. And the count 1-0. Well, the only hit for Lexington, the home run from Tejeda. Here comes the pitch from Stem. Fastball strike, and the count 1-1. The righty comes set, and there's a fastball just inside, 2-1. Well, you remember back to his first start, gave up 1 run in the first, 1 in the second, and bore down after that and put zeros up on the board. He's off to a better start today. That pitch down and in, and the count 3-1 now. Stem set. Here comes the 3-1. Swihart hits it on the ground, first base side. Should be an easy play for Morrison. He will take it himself. And that is the final out of the top of the second inning. But Lexington gets on the board thanks to a solo home run from Isaias Tejeda. And it's 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the second on the Rockers Baseball Network. Rockers will have 4, 5, and 6 coming up to bat here in the bottom of the second. That'll be Wheel, Lattimore, and Downs. Rockers as a whole offensively last week did not have their best week, but they got it done when it counted. Thomas Dormany took a moment before coming up to the rubber. Now comes set. And here comes the first pitch from the Lexington lefty. It's a strike at the knees to Wheel. Xander Wheel, 292, 6 home runs, 22 batted in. Leads the Rockers in both home runs and RBIs. And here comes the pitch. Swings, lines this one, and it's in and out of the glove of the third baseman. Marshall recovers, throws to first base, and it is in time. A good play by the Lexington third baseman to take away a hit from Xander Wheel, probably not just once, but twice on the same play. It was a screamer that went in and out of his glove, and he recovered, picked it up, threw on to first. Well, that'll bring up Quincy Lattimore now, hitting at 266, 5 home runs, 15 batted in. First pitch swung on, a high chopper to third. Marshall picks it up and slings it across the diamond. And that is the second out of the inning. Marshall, the hot corner, a busy corner here in the bottom of inning number 2. Let's go ahead and give you the defense for Lexington. In left field, it's Courtney Hawkins. Boog Powell in center. Phillip Irvin is in right. Montrell Marshall, the third baseman. Ryan Jackson at shortstop. Tillman Pugh at second base. Isaias Tejeda at first base. And Jose Briseño is behind the plate. First pitch to Jerry Downs. Swings high fly ball. Left field. Courtney Hawkins going back a couple of steps, but he'll settle under it and put it away for the final out of the inning. And Thomas Dormany retires the Rockers 1-2-3 in the second. A quick second. We head to the third. Lexington leads 1-0 on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Fans, it's time for a smile cam. Go on, fans. Let's see all those beautiful smiles. Smile cam is brought to you by Dr. Bradley Samuel. You can get a great dentist. Call hours 336-883-2316 or visit www.bradleysamuel.com. Dr. Bradley Samuel, dental dentist.
Rockers trail the Legends by a score of 1-0. It'll be 8-9 and 1 coming up for Lexington. That's Ryan Jackson, the former Long Island Duck, then Montrell Marshall, and then we go back to the top in Boog Powell, who I guess technically is also a former Long Island Duck. Played 2 games there for Long Island at the end of last season. Ryan Jackson, though, middle infielder who's been around in the Atlantic League. Appeared in 33 at-bats in the major leagues in his career. Jackson swings first pitch, fouls it off. Last year for the split between the Ducks and the Honey Hunters, he hit 293 with 9 home runs and 53 batted in. Before that, with New Britain in 2019 and then Sugar Land the 3 previous seasons going back to 2017. Here comes the 0-1. Jackson takes a strike, and the count 0-2. Certainly gives the impression that Craig Stim has already put that home run behind him as he's attacking the zone early. A line drive to short. Ladendorf picks it up on a hop, throws to first. Long stretch for Logan Morrison towards the right field side of the bag, but he'll make the play. And that is the first out of the inning. It looked as if Ladendorf was going to be able to catch that ball on a line, but instead it hopped right in front of him. He scooped up the short hop and threw it over to first base to retire Jackson. Here's Montrell Marshall, 231, a home run and 8 batted in. And here comes the first pitch. Swings, high fly ball, right field, not deep. Aklinski to his right and a couple of steps in. And he'll put it away for the second out of the inning. This is a quick couple of half innings for both the Rockers and the Ducks. 2 outs here in the top of the third inning on, 4 pitches. As we go back around to the top of the lineup and Boog Powell. Powell set, first pitch coming. Fastball, there's a strike at the knees, and the count 0-1. Stem kicks and fires. Fastball, this one down low at the turf, and the count now 1-1 strike. Well, for the Rockers today, pitching so far has done the job. The offense waiting to wake up. A ground ball to short. Ladendorf throws to first in time. That is a quick 1-2-3 for Craig Stem. Gets out of the inning in less than 10 pitches. Very, very impressive work. We go now to the bottom of the third inning. Lexington 1, the Rockers 0 on the Rockers Baseball Network. Bottom of the third inning, Rockers trail by a score of 1-0 against the Lexington Legends. High Point still looking for their first hit of the ball game. It'll be the bottom 3 in the lineup here. Aklinski, Galino, and Russell against the lefty Thomas Dormany. Ben Aklinski hitting at .324. Highest batting average among all qualifiers on the Rockers. That off-speed pitch from Dormany is down low, but Aklinski chases, and the count 0-1. The lefty kicks and fires, 0-1. Again, a swing and a miss, this time on the fastball at the knees by Aklinski, and the count 0-2. Aklinski, 4 home runs, 13 batted in. This is his first time facing the team that he put up some incredible numbers with last year. Dormany goes down and away off speed in the turf. An easy take for Aklinski, and the count 1-2 strikes. Most of the outfield still in sunlight, except for heading down the left and right field foul lines. Most of the infield is in shade, except for little cutouts around shortstop and right behind second base, and a little triangle back at first base as this pitch is bounced in there, and the count now 2-2 to Aklinski. This is the beginning of a 6-game homestand, 3 with Lexington, and the Rockers will take on the Staten Island Ferry Hawks for the very first time. That one goes outside and gets away from Briseño back to the backstop, and the count goes full. Dormany walked field on a full count to lead off the first inning. And here comes the payoff pitch. Hit on the ground, third base side. It's going to get through past the glove of the third baseman, Marshall. Aklinski on his way to second base. The throw from Hawkins is going to be cut off. And Ben Aklinski leads off the bottom of the third with a double. That was a hot shot on the ground down the third base line and really tracked right over the third base bag itself. But then after going over the bag, it went under the glove of a sliding Montrell Marshall. So the batter, Mike Galino, hitting at .324. No home runs, a couple of runs batted in. And the first pitch to Galino will miss ball one. Rockers' first opportunity with runners in scoring position today. Here comes the 1-0. And this is chopped third base side foul, 1-1. With runners in scoring position last week, the Rockers hit just 6 out of 50, which is a 120 batting average. It was not the best of weeks in that category, but it's a new series, it's a new week. Time to turn the page and go for it again. Here comes the 1-1. This one swung on, lined into right field. That'll get down for a base hit. They're going to hold Aklinski at third. It is a base hit for Mike Galino, and the Rockers have runners at the corners now. That'll bring up Michael Russell. Back-to-back hits for High Point to start the third inning. And it's funny, you go back to Sunday. It was actually going back to Saturday, where every odd-numbered inning, the Rockers had the leadoff man aboard. Wasn't the case Sunday, but right now the Rockers have done it again, first and third inning. First pitch down and in to Michael Russell, and the count 1-0. Rockers looking to tie here in the bottom of the third inning, down by one, tying run at third. And Russell takes low, 2 balls, no strikes now. Thomas Dorminey has not gone deeper than 5 innings in any of his starts this year. And here comes a 2-0. Russell swings, and this is grounded foul, third base side. And the count will move to 2-1. Well, the Lexington Legends last year defeated the Rockers 14-10 in the season series. However, High Point was able to salvage a split at home, 6-6, as Russell swings and misses, count 2-2. In fact, one of the best pitched games last year was the complete game from Bryce Hensley. Was shortened 6 to 6 innings due to rain, but Hensley looked good in that appearance here as a starter. Here's the 2-2. Russell fouls this off of his leg, and the count remains 2-2. The only shutout that the Rockers posted last year came against the Legends. However, that was at Lexington last year. It was a game which Luke Westfall started and went 7 innings. Westfall now in the AAA ranks of the San Diego Padres. He has split time this year as both a starter and a reliever. Started his last time up on the 13th of May, had a bit of a rough outing. But he's had some very good ones for El Paso as well. Here comes another 2-2. Russell swing and a miss on a wipeout slider down and in. That'll bring up Johnny Field now, first out of the inning. And Field, who's walked in his only appearance so far. Field swings. This one chopped on the ground toward short. Jackson goes to second for one. Pugh bobbled the ball, and they're only going to be able to get the one run at second base. So Aklinski will score the tying run. Galino is out at second. That goes 6-4 for out number 2, but it is a 1-1 ball game. Would have been a tough double play to turn. I think they would have done it, though. But now instead it is a tie ball game, and Tyler Ladendorf comes up. Runner at first base, 2 outs. And they've got Johnny Field picked off of first base. He was caught leaning the wrong way. And that pickoff will end the third inning. But the Rockers score 1 to tie. And we head to the top of the fourth now. It's a 1-1 ball game on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Fans, turn your attention to the field for tonight's Dizzy Bat contest.
Craig Stem will face 2, 3, and 4 here. That is Pugh, Hawkins, and Tejeda. Rockers were able to get one across in the bottom of the third inning on the fielder's choice. Off of the bat of Johnny Field. That was his 12th run batted in of the year. Would not have gotten credit for the RBI had the double play been turned, the run would not have scored anyways, but because it's not a double play, the ruling is that he gets an RBI on the play. First pitch swinging. Pugh grounds it to short. Ladendorf picks it up. Long throw to first base. Pulled Logan Morrison almost off of the bag, but the Rockers' first baseman able to keep a foot on. And that's the first pitch and first out of inning number 4. Well, Craig Stem has retired now 7 consecutive Legends hitters. Courtney Hawkins, the batter. During the series against the Ducks over the weekend, Rockers starters pitched 19 innings, with 1, 2, 3 innings being recorded in 8 of them, which is 42% of those innings pitched. Craig Stem tonight, 2 out of 3. First pitch to Hawkins, a fastball strike. In fact, the home run to Isaias Tejeda, the only base runner, the only hit, the only run, the only everything against Craig Stem so far. Here's the 0-1. Off speed, fouled off, and the count 0-2. Lexington comes into today 10-12. They are 6.5 out in the South. The Rockers 15-7 are a game and a half out in the South. So this is a battle between 2nd and 4th in the South Division as that pitch fouled off and the count stays at 0-2. The rest of the division, though, Gastonia on top at 16-5. The Rockers 1.5 out. Charleston 5.5 out. Lexington 6.5 out. And Kentucky rounds it out 7.5 out. And well, that series between Southern Maryland and Gastonia here Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday certainly shake things up in the South if the Honey Hunters were to falter. High fly ball deep into center field off of the bat of Hawkins. Field goes back, looks up, and that ball is off of the batter's eye. A solo home run for Courtney Hawkins. That is his 9th, RBI number 27. And it's a 2-1 game now. So a pair of solo home runs given up by Stem. And he'll deal with Tejeda, who hit the other one of those homers. The righty comes set. Here comes the first pitch to Tejeda. Fastball, strike at the knees. And the count is 0-1. Stem working quickly, gets the sign from Delino. Fastball and another strike at the knees from Craig Stem. Quickly ahead, 0-2 on Isaias Tejeda. This feels kind of like a throwback to 2019. Thomas Dormany, Isaias Tejeda. Craig Stem looking like his 2019 self, throwing good ball. As that one just down below the zone in the count 1-2. Because against this Lexington team, you will take giving up the solo home run. You get in trouble when there's guys on base in front of them. Solo home runs against the Legends tend to not be a death knell. Swing and a miss. Tejeda chases off speed down and away. That's strikeout number 3 for Craig Stem. And that'll bring up Jose Briseño, who struck out looking his first time up. Craig Stem right now sitting at just 44 pitches. He is in excellent shape. On the other side of things, 34 for Thomas Dormany. First pitch coming here. A fastball strike on the inside corner, and the count 0-1 to Briseño. Briseño made it to the major leagues as a member of the Los Angeles Angels organization. That pitch down, and it'll scoot away from Galino. He's able to recover it, and the count 1-1. Ball did not get far enough for Briseño to entertain the thought of running, but then again, a catcher as well. Normally, you wouldn't see do that. Here comes the 1-1. Swung on, lined into right center field. That'll split the outfielders, and it will roll all the way to the wall. Briseño will head into second base, and it is a 2-out double for the Lexington backstop. And that'll bring up Phillip Ervin now. It is 2 runs on 3 hits for the Legends. It is 1 run on 2 hits for High Point. Stem looking for the final out here in the 4th. First pitch down in the dirt. Good block by Galino, in the count 1-0. Stem comes set. 1-0 coming. Fastball hit in the air deep into center field. Johnny Field on his horse. A long run, and that ball is gone. The 3rd home run of the game for Lexington. This time a 2-run shot from Ervin, and it is 4-1. That is Ervin's first home run of the year. And that'll bring up Blake Swihart now. Well, the Lexington Legends mashing early on tonight. That is now their 27th home run as a team. Swihart hitting at 196 now. First pitch coming from Stem. Fastball inside, and the count 1-0. Probably not enough time to take a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard here in the top of the 4th inning, so we'll hit it in the bottom of the 4th. And Stem delivers off speed away in the count 2-0. (2-0) coming, and that is a grounded foul just behind the plate, and the count 2-1 strike now. Looking ahead to the bottom of the 4th, still plenty of ball to be played. The Rockers will have 2, 3, and 4. That is Ladendorf, Morrison, and Wheel. Right now, Stem looking for that final out here in the 4th. The righty kicks and fires. The 2-1 swung on, lined into center. Field is there, and he will flag it down for the final out of the inning. But 2 more home runs for the Legends, a solo shot and a 2-run shot. Lexington takes a 4-1 lead as we get down to the bottom of the 4th inning now on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Happy birthday, Christian.
Bottom of the fourth inning, it is a 4-1 Lexington lead. The Rockers will have 2, 3, and 4 coming up here. Ladendorf, Morrison, and Wheel. And for the Rockers, looking to do what they did last time, and that is when Lexington scored, the Rockers able to answer back. Ladendorf bounced into a double play his first time up, and because the bottom of the third inning ended with the pickoff of Johnny Field, Ladendorf gets to start the fourth all over again. Here we go. First pitch from Dormany. Fastball, and that stays inside, and the count 1-0. Let's go ahead and get you that look around the Atlantic League. First off, Southern Maryland trails Gastonia 2-1, bottom of the fourth inning. John Anderson, Mitch Lamson, two really good starting pitchers in the Atlantic League this year, going at it. That pitch low to Ladendorf, 2-0. Lancaster and York at Peoples Bank Park. It is a 4-4 game in the second inning. Yep, you read that correctly. 4-4 in the second. There's a strike at the knees, 2-1. Staten Island and Long Island, they're in the third inning. Actually just finished the third inning, scoreless between the Ferry Hawks and the Ducks. Here comes the 2-1 to Ladendorf. Fastball up high, and the count 3-1. And the Dirty Birds lead the Genomes after 2 innings, 4-0. Kit Sheets and Max Povsey, your starters. Here in High Point, here comes the 3-1, and Ladendorf will swing and a miss. And the count goes full. He's hitting at .250. Again, hit 2 home runs in his last game, that coming on Sunday against the Ducks. Dormany fires. Ladendorf pops it up right side of the infield. In fact, it'll drift just into right field, and it's the second baseman, Tillman Pugh, who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. You'll remember Tillman Pugh from last year playing just about anywhere, but spent a lot of the time in the outfield. When you think of the roster construction for this Lexington team, Brandon Phillips down the stretch plays most of the games at second base. Ben Aklinski plays the ones that he doesn't, so Tillman Pugh kind of relegated to the outfield in that juncture, but here comes the first pitch to Morrison. Swings, and a hot shot. Nice diving stab. No, Tillman Pugh didn't make the play. I thought he made the play, but I think he just redirected it into center field. It is a base hit for Logan Morrison. Tillman Pugh almost on Monday, or on Tuesday this week, would have already made the play of the week had he come down with that baseball, but instead it's a base hit from Logan Morrison. A one-hopper up the middle that it looked like Pugh had snagged, but instead the ball dribbles out into center. So the batter, Xander Wheel, bounced out to third in his inaugural at-bat today. First pitch from Dormany just misses inside. Wheel and the catcher, Briseño, both holding their positions until some sort of decision was made by the home plate umpire, Marcus Neal. Here comes the 1-0. There's one in the zone, and the count 1-1 now. Well, after this weekend, when the Rockers take on the Ferry Hawks after the Legends, there'll be just 2 teams left that the Rockers have not seen this year, and they happen to be both first-place teams, Gastonia and Southern Maryland. Wheel takes down below the knees, and the count 2-1. Rockers won't see the Honey Hunters until the 3rd of June. They won't see the Blue Crabs until the first weekend of July. Wheel swings, high fly ball, pops it up in the infield. It's the shortstop Jackson who calls for it, makes the catch, and that is the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Quincy Lattimore, who bounced out to third, his first time up today. That was back in the second inning, where it was a busy inning for the third baseman, Marshall. First pitch coming to Lattimore, a strike at the knees, and the count 0-1. Thomas Dorminey has dropped his ERA down almost 1.5 already tonight. Off speed away, and the count 1-1 now. Dorminey holds the set. Here's the 1-1 down low, and the count 2-1. He was the 10th round draft pick of the Padres in 2014. Reached as high as AA San Antonio. Coming in 2017, has bounced around the unaffiliated scene since then. Lattimore swings, lines this into center. It'll get down for a hit. Logan Morrison only advances to second base, but it is a 2-out single for Lattimore, and that keeps things going for High Point in the 5th inning, and that'll bring up Jerry Downs. Downs hitting just under 240, 3 home runs, 1 batted in. You'll remember the numbers he put up against Lexington last year. One of the best Rockers hitters against the Legends last year. He hit .325, 9 home runs, including 3 in one game on the 3rd of August last year at Lexington. Dorminey loops a curveball in. That's called a strike, and the count 0-1. It was really the moment for Jerry Downs. He had a good year from start to finish, as that pitch fouled off, 0-2. But if you picked one moment that would sum up his entire season, I think that 3 home run performance would be the moment I would choose. No balls, 2 strikes to Downs. The Rockers have 2 men aboard and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They trail by 3. Wynn still kind of lazily out to right center. And Downs going to have to protect the plate here with 2 strikes. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on, hit on the ground towards second. Pugh picks it up, and he'll throw on to first base in time. That's the final out of the inning. Rockers not able to get anything done. They pick up a couple of base hits, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. We head now to the top of the 5th inning, and the Legends lead it 4-1 of the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the fifth inning, Craig Stem back out on the mound, looking to bounce back from a rough fourth inning. Gave up a couple of home runs, one to Hawkins and one to Irvin. He'll face 8, 9, and 1 in the Lexington lineup. That's Jackson, Marshall, and Powell. The Rockers right-hander comes into this fifth inning sitting at 53 pitches, really not that far off from Thomas Dorminey, as Jackson hits the first pitch of the inning, a two-hopper up the middle. And Michael Russell will cut it off and throw on to first base, and that is the first out here in the fifth, which brings up Montrell Marshall. But going back to what we were just talking about, the pitch count, Stem at 54. Dorminey finished 4 at 52. So for the most part, they're in pretty much identical shape right now. Only difference is, while the line score reads 4-4-0 for Lexington, 1-4-0 for High Point, 3 of Lexington's 4 have left the yard. First pitch to Marshall. A strike at the knees, count 0-1. Marshall a fly ball to center his first time up. Johnny Field, one of the few outfielders still having to battle the sun right now, as the curveball fools Marshall way out in front of the pitch out of the zone. And the count 0-2. Lattimore's mostly in the shade in left field. Field has nothing but sun out there in center. And Aklinski, well, it depends on where he plays, as this one will drop in front of Lattimore for a base hit from the number 9 hitter, Marshall. And the Legends will roll back around to the top of the lineup in Boog Powell. Well, if this is your first season in the Atlantic League, Boog Powell is not related to the former 1970 American League most valuable player, Boog Powell, the first baseman of the Baltimore Orioles. What actually happened, as Stem's first pitch lined into left field, will it stay fair? Yes, it does. A fair ball that kicks around in the corner. It bounces off of the wall. Lattimore picks it up, fires it in. It'll be a double for Powell, and all of a sudden, with one out here in the fifth inning, Lexington with runners at the corners, and they threaten again. Number 2 batter, Tillman Pugh, comes up. But again, Boog Powell here is not related to the former Oriole most valuable player. What happened was, well, Boog Powell was this Boog Powell's dad's favorite player, so as a tribute to his childhood hero, named his son after the Baltimore Slugger. Tillman Pugh, 0 for 2 today, struck out his first time up, bounced out to short in his second appearance. Curveball, that catches the inside corner, and the count is 0-1. Rockers' corners are playing in at third. Logan Morrison started creeping up the first base side. Middle infield plays back, as that fastball just misses the down and away corner. And the count 1-1 now. Well, the Legends 1 out of 1 with runners in scoring position today. This is their second opportunity. Tillman Pugh, a dangerous guy in that situation. That pitch fouled. I thought it was fouled off of Galino, but instead it's going to roll back to the screen, and sliding in under the tag of Stem is Montrell Marshall. It certainly looked, the way that ball was redirected, that perhaps there was a piece of the bat that caught the baseball, but instead the Legends add to their lead. It is 5-1 on what I've got to think is going to be scored a pass ball. We'll wait on that official scoring, but for right now, Marshall in, Powell to third. It is 5-1. And I think now the umpires are going to talk about that, and Jamie Keefe is going to go out and ask for it as well. My initial thought was that was a foul ball. And I think the umpires are, in fact, going to confer about that now. There was not a whole lot of argument from Mike Galino. He took off the mask and went back for the baseball, which perhaps may be more telling than anything. But at least from my line of sight, which again is down the third base line, I was under the impression that perhaps that ball had been redirected. Again, your umpire crew tonight: Marcus Neal behind the plate, Owen Ballard the fourth is the first base umpire, and Christopher Riddle the third base umpire. And the call will stand. It is a 5-1 game. Again, the way that Mike Galino reacted as that ball got away, I think leads credence to that being the correct call. So, with Tillman Pugh still the hitter, that's a ball and 2 strikes. It is a passed ball, and that fastball will bend Pugh out of the way 2-2. For Galeno, that is his first passed ball surrendered this year. Just the second by the Rockers defensively as a unit. Here comes the 2-2 down and away, and the count goes full. Rockers defensively this year, as their second pass ball. The only team with fewer, with 0 actually, is Charleston. As Pugh swings and misses, strike 3. That's the second out of the inning. That is strikeout number 4 for Craig Stem, who's just hit 62 pitches on the afternoon. And that'll bring up Courtney Hawkins. 1 for 2 today with a long home run. That was his 9th of the year, and he is knocking on the door, being the first player in the league to 10. This one hit on the ground towards third. Wheel picks it up, throws low. Morrison scoops it out of the dirt, and that is the final out of the inning. But the pass ball brings in 1 for Lexington, and it is now a 5-1 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're halfway home at Truist Point on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Please take a moment to look at the video board as we recognize all of our generous 2022 corporate partners.
Well, they packed a lot of interesting things into a couple minutes there, didn't they? So, Sam, what you wanting to do for a career? Have you thought about that any yet? Okay. What you leaning towards? Got you. Bottom of the 5th inning, Thomas Dormany back out for Lexington and easily spinning his best performance of the year so far, giving up 1 run in his first 4 innings of work. And again, his longest start this year has been 5. He'll face the bottom third of the Rockers lineup, Aklinski, Galeno, and Russell. Aklinski doubled his first time up and is, in fact, responsible for the only run that High Point has scored so far today. First pitch, a curveball, strike at the knees from Dormany. We've hit the halfway point in 1 hour and 3 minutes, setting a good pace today. As this one, a little tapper back in front of the mound. Dormany picks it up, has to whip it over to first base, and it is just in time to retire Aklinski. Ben's got some speed down the first base line, but Dormany was fielding his position well. And that'll bring up Mike Galeno. Galeno today, a base hit, his only time up. A little bit of a delay there as the Legends first baseman Isaias Tejeda come in towards the mound a little bit, as did Jose Briseño. But now we are ready to go. First pitch, swing and a miss, high fastball. And Mike Galeno, who's been off to a good start this year, hitting .343. Again, billed as a defense-first catcher, but the offense has played well. Both he and Chris Proctor so far this year. Swinging the bats well. Chases that one low, though, and he is down in the count, 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 from Dormany. High fastball. This one an easy take for Galeno, and the count goes to 1-2 now. Well, you're starting to get to that really tough point of the evening where you've got the sun really glaring off of the windows, off of the building behind the center field batter's eyes. That pitch up and in, the count 2-2. Kind of get the feeling here in the 5th, 6th, 7th inning is, as a pitcher, that's where you want to be the most aggressive. And so we'll see if Thomas Dormany is able to take advantage of that. 1 strikeout today for the lefty. Make it 2 as Galeno watches that curveball strike 3. And that'll bring up Michael Russell, who is the other strikeout victim today. Well, the Rockers, 5 base runners today, 4 hits, and 1 walk. Russell swings first pitch and chops it foul towards the third base dugout, and the count 0-1. Again, taking a peek at that Honey Hunters Blue Crabs game, the top 2 teams in the league. They're in the top of the 6th now, and Gastonia leads it still 2-1 from Caramont Health Park. Here comes the 0-1 inside, brushes Russell off of the plate a little bit, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Gastonia's Joe Rosa launched his 5th home run of the year off of Mitch Lamson. That was a solo home run, but it gave the Honey Hunters the lead. That pitch will miss inside, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Russell swings, high fly ball, center field, coming in on is Powell. Easy play for Powell, right on top of the tee of the Truist Point logo, and that's a 1-2-3 bottom of the 5th inning. The Rockers retired once again. We head to the top of the 6th inning now. Lexington still leads at 5-1 on the Rockers Baseball Network. We head to the top of the 6th inning. Lexington has now scored in back-to-back innings, and it'll be 4, 5, and 6. That is Tejeda, Briseño, and Irvin, the 3 scheduled hitters. Isaias Tejeda today 1 for 2 with a leadoff home run in the 2nd. Lexington's kind of struggled out of the gate this year. Always seeming to find themselves right at or just under 500. That pitch misses inside, ball 1 from Stem. Win today for Lexington would put them once again 1 game below. Strike at the knees from Stem, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Craig Stem, pretty good shape as far as pitch count goes. A quick inning here would probably buy him at least starting the 7th. Here's the 1-1 hit on the ground toward short. Ladendorf, a nice in-between hop play made by the Rockers shortstop. Throws on to first in time. That was, again, a soft liner that falls right in front of the shortstop. And Ladendorf scoops it. That little short hop and throws on to first. So here is Jose Briseño. 1 for 2, a double, and a run scored. Stem kicks and fires. First pitch off speed, strike on the knees and on the inside corner, and the count 0-1. This is the beginning of what will be 4 series between the Rockers and the Legends this year, as that strike at the knees makes it 0-2. The interesting thing about the way this schedule has been put together, only one of those 4 series will be held in Lexington this year, and that's mid-July. 0-2 fastball inside. Tried to brush Briseño back a little bit, and the count 1-2 strikes. Timeout called. Craig Stem was set and ready to go, but home plate umpire Marcus Neal has to put a halt to things. Now we're ready to go. Here comes the 1-2 to Briseño. Off speed away, and the count goes 2-2. Looked almost as if Galeno had set up inside, and the pitch kind of went to the outside a little bit. Stem set with the 2-2. And the righty fires a fastball lined weakly into left field. Lattimore comes in, dives, makes the catch! Quincy Lattimore makes a fantastic catch. Thought it was the 3rd out of the inning. But then he stops and realizes it, throws the ball in and turns back around. But you cannot take away from a great catch to the glove side by the Rocker left fielder. I'm going to bring up Phillip Irvin, who is 1 for 2 today with his first home run of the season. High fly ball. Irvin put a charge into this one. Field racing back to the wall, looking up, and that one is gone. The 4th home run allowed by Craig Stem, the 2nd of the day and the year for Phillip Irvin. It is 6-1. And the Legends are just mashing the Rockers to death here. 3 solo home runs and a 2-run home run. Rockers came into today having allowed the fewest home runs by any pitching staff at 11. They're now at 15. Here's Blake Swihart, who's 0 for 2. Off speed from Stem, down and in, and the count 1-0. That's tough because Stem had gotten the 2 first outs of this inning very quickly. Here comes the 1-0. Fastball just down low, and the count 2-0 to Swihart. The Legends have now scored in 3 consecutive innings here in the middle frames of this game as Swihart chases the off-speed pitch down, and the count 2-1. Stem comes set. Here comes the 2-1. Fastball fouled off at the plate, and the count goes to 2-2. Six runs, 7 hits, no errors for Lexington. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for High Point. Here comes the 2-2. Off speed, swing and a miss, strike 3. Swihart down on strikes. The Legends are down in the 6th, but not before another home run from Phillip Irvin makes it a 6-1 ball game as we head to the bottom of the 6th inning now with the Rockers Baseball Network.
Master Ring Entertainment presents A New Beginning, the first ever professional wrestling show in Truist Point, Saturday, July 11th. See WWE Hall of Famers, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, Teddy Long, the Stein Brothers, and more. As part of this historic night at High Point. Meet and greet passes along with tickets are on sale now at highpointrockers.com or at the Truist Point box office.
Bottom of the sixth inning, Rockers offense needs to find a little bit of pop as they've been outbashed by Lexington early. It is 6-1, top of the lineup coming up here for High Point. Field, Ladendorf, and Morrison. Johnny Field today 0 for 1 with an RBI and a walk. Looks like action in the Rockers bullpen right now. And here comes the first pitch of the inning for Dormany. The looping curveball stays outside, and they count 1 ball, no strikes. Tomorrow is 6:35 start time. Your matchup is Jeff Thompson versus Austin Glorious. Glorious looked really good his last time out. That pitch down low, and the count is 2-0 now. Glorious made the start against Charleston. Gave up 1 unearned run in 4 2/3 innings pitched. Here comes the 2-0 to Field. Lefty delivers a fastball inside, and the count 3-0. You take out the home run, Stem through another really good game today. As that pitch a strike, and the count goes to 3-1. You take out the home runs, and it is only 3 hits allowed by Stem. Here comes a 3-1. And it is a walk, second walk issued today to Johnny Field. And the Rockers have the leadoff man aboard in the 6th. That'll bring up Tyler Ladendorf. The biggest thing for High Point is just being able to get to Lexington before they go to the closer Adams. Not a lot of great ERAs in this Lexington bullpen. In fact, as the first pitch comes to Ladendorf, fastball strike. Only Winston Lavendier, the only player with an ERA under 3 out of the bullpen. He and Geraldo, the only 2, actually. And a couple of relievers with ERAs in the high 3s. Point being, as long as you can get to the Lexington pitching staff before you get to Adams, you're in pretty good shape. And it looks like a balk has been called, as they've just waved Johnny Field to second. Ladendorf had fouled that pitch off, but it looks like, I believe they have called a balk on that previous pitch. Here comes the 0-1. This one hit. Chopper, third base side. It is a fair ball. The throw is true from the third baseman, Montrell Marshall. And Ladendorf is retired. That goes 5-3. And the batter is Logan Morrison now. Morrison today 1 for 2. Here comes the first pitch, the looping curve, a strike on the inside corner, count 0-1. Let's see if we can get a peek of who that is down in the bullpen. It is a right-handed pitcher. And it is John Hayes. Dormany looks back at field on second. Here comes the 0-1. Nope, Dormany will step off. And Johnny Field will walk back to first, or walk back to second, rather. Here comes an 0-1. Morrison takes down low. It is now a ball and a strike. If the Rockers could get a little bit back here in the sixth inning, just chip away at this, what is a 5-run deficit, which is the largest deficit the Rockers have overcome this season. Morrison takes down and away, and the count is now 2-1. Jose Briseño is trying to appeal to the third base umpire, Christopher Riddle, on every pitch just about of this Logan Morrison at bat. 2-1 coming. And Dormany's fastball down low, blocked by Briseño, and the count goes to 3-1. The defense for Lexington, rather, a little bit of a pull defense. The shortstop Jackson about 5 feet to the third base side of second, which leaves a wide gap between he and the third baseman, Marshall. He's playing about in a normal third base position. 3-1, Morrison late on it, just fouls it off, and the count goes full. 1 out, bottom of the sixth. Rockers trail. It is 6-1. Field takes his lead off of second. Dormany kind of having to look into the sun a little bit. He comes set. Here comes a payoff pitch to Morrison. Off speed, Morrison swings. High fly ball deep into right field. Irvin going back, looking up. Rockabye baseball. Logan Morrison makes it a 6-3 ball game with his second home run of the year. Second home run in the last week. And the Rockers right back in it now. That's Morrison's first home run at Truist Point this year. Check, that's actually his second. He did go deep against Charleston. So that is his second home run at home, as that first pitch to Xander Wheel missed ball one. Point being, though, the power stroke for Morrison has worked out well. That pitch a strike, and they count 1-1. Maybe not quite as high as some of the home runs we've seen from Morrison, but hey, he got all of it. That pitch outside, and the count 2-1. That's exactly what the Rockers needed to do, was just to get a little bit back here as Wheel pops this one up out of play, 2-2. Lexington's a team that will both hit and surrender home runs, so sometimes it's just a matter of who can outslug the other team. Here comes the pitch high and inside to Xander Wheel. Dormany works quickly. Here comes the payoff. Wheel swings, lines at center field. Powell's coming in, dives, and another nifty play made by a center fielder, only it's not Johnny Field this time. Good play by Boog Powell. That's the second out of the inning, and that'll bring up Quincy Lattimore's 1 for 2. Lattimore 5 home runs this year, but it's been a while. As that pitch will just miss ball 1. Last time Lattimore went deep, you got to go back to May 3rd against the Ducks. That pitch, a late called strike, and the count 1-1. Dormany kicks and fires, fastball. Lattimore hits this one third base side. Marshall picks it up, throws to first in time. And that will do it for the Rockers in the 6th inning. 2 runs come in. On the 2-run home run from Logan Morrison, it is a 6-3 game. As we go to the top of the 7th inning, and the Rockers go to the bullpen. We'll get you all that information next to the Rockers Baseball Network.
This call for the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless. Working hard to keep you connected and safe with Cricket service today.
Top of the 7th inning, Lexington with a 6-3 lead over the Rockers. They go to the bullpen. Craig Stim's final line today. 6 innings, 6 runs, 5 of which were earned, 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, no walks, and the 4 home runs allowed. It's John Hayes, the new pitcher for High Point today. Hayes comes into today an ERA of 12 in 3 appearances. That's 4 earned runs in 3 innings, no walks, 2 strikeouts, and opponents hitting .400 against him. Hayes has been alternating as far as good appearances and bad appearances. A rough first appearance, a good second, a rough third. So if you're playing the pattern game, this should be a quick hitting for Hayes. He'll face 8, 9, and 1. That is Jackson, Marshall, and Powell. And it looks like a right-hander up in the bullpen for Lexington. And the Rockers may have chased Dormany with the 2-run Logan Morrison home run, as that first pitch is a called strike, and the count 0-1. 6-7-0 the line score for Lexington, 3-5-0 for High Point. Hayes, curveball inside, and the count 1-1. Pretty nice crowd here on a Tuesday. Game 1 of a 3-game set, but also game 1 of a 6-game homestand. That pitch inside, 1-1. Lots of fun things going on this week. Thirsty Thursday on Thursday, obviously. The Fireworks Friday. Family Fun Day on Sunday. Lots of reasons to get to the ballpark as this one hit on the ground. 2 hops to Ladendorf at short. And he'll throw on to first base in time, and that is the first out of the top of the 7th inning. Get your tickets for any of the games this week or any of the games this year at highpointrockers.com. All the games Tuesday through Saturday will each be a 6:35 start time and a 4:05 first pitch on Sunday. Montrell Marshall, the batter now. Check swing on the high fastball, but he went around with the count 0-1. Well, when we see Staten Island this weekend, not only will it be first time seeing the new team, but it's a couple of neat connections. That pitch fouled off, and the count 0-2. And some neat historical importances as well. Obviously, Kelsey Whitmore a member of the Staten Island team. She's pitched a little bit. She's hit a little bit this year. Swing and a miss. Marshall down on strikes. That's the second out of the inning. Also, they're managed by Edgardo Alfonso, the uncle of our very own Giovanni Alfonso. And that's going to be one of the topics of our discussion Friday in the pregame interview on MixLR. Giovanni has agreed to do the pregame interview with me on Friday. We'll talk a little bit about having his uncle in the Atlantic League. So here's Powell, 1 for 3 with a double. Hayes delivers fastball strike, and the count 0-1. Well, Thomas Dormany, 86 pitches. We'll see if his night is done. The way the right-hander in the bullpen is throwing, it may very well be. As Powell fouls that off, count 0-2. The entire playing surface in the shade now. Nobody really having to fight the sun. In fact, you look at the position players, and they've all got their sunglasses put up over their bill of their caps as Powell fouls this one straight back, and the count remains 0-2. Hayes delivers, fastball, strike 3, looking at the knees. And that's the final out of the inning, a 1-2-3 for John Hayes. I told you the pattern was going to continue. And it's stretch time with that at Truist Point. Lexington leads at 6-3 in the Rockers Baseball Network.
Visit your high home McDonald's today. Now let's join together and sing and take you out to the ball game. Pitching for the Legends, Jeff Johnson. This ball below him is sponsored by Cricket Wireless. Working hard to keep you connected and safe. It's your Cricket service today.
Bottom of the 7th inning, and the Legends do in fact head to the bullpen. Jeff Johnson will come in relief of Thomas Dormany, who went 6 innings, gave up 3 runs, all of which were earned on 5 hits, struck out 2, walked 2, and gave up the home run to Logan Morrison. Jeff Johnson's numbers on the year. He comes into today 1-0, 5.19 the ERA. That's 5 earned runs in 8 2/3 innings pitched, 2 walks, 12 strikeouts. The issue for Johnson has been the 7 hits, and just not so much the number of hits that Johnson has given up, but it's just been the untimely hits. Which, you know, you look at that a lot of different ways. There could be a luck factor involved. There could just be scenarios in which he's come into the ball game involved. A lot of different things, but point being, a look at Johnson's numbers may indicate he's thrown better than his numbers suggest up to this point. First pitch to Jerry Downs here in the 7th inning. Downs swings, high fly ball to center field. Powell there in mid-range to, I would say, moderately deep center. Makes the catch for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up Aklinski, who is 1 for 2. Rockers have another right-hander up in the bullpen. And a good thing for High Point, without having to play the Monday game yesterday. Everybody fresh and ready to roll. They only used Crawford and Bradford on Sunday. Here comes the first pitch to Aklinski. Takes a strike at the knees. Looked like a slider. And the count is 0-1. Stand up here and see who that is in the Rockers bullpen. I believe that is Tanner Duncan. Johnson spikes that one down in the turf. The count 1-1. Yes, that is Duncan. Mike Galino waiting in the on-deck circle. Rockers cut 2 runs off of the 5-run deficit last time up. And Johnson spikes that one. Count 2-1. Johnson's set. Here comes the 2-1. And the righty fires a fastball in, and the count 3-1 now to Aklinski. Lexington pitching this year. We mentioned they've certainly allowed their share of home runs. They've also walked 80 batters, which puts them right in the mid-pack, slightly below. Speaking of walks, there is one to Aklinski. That fastball just below the zone. That'll bring up Galino now, who's 1 for 2. Well, despite the 4 home runs allowed today, the Rockers have only allowed now the second most home run, or the second fewest home runs in the Atlantic League. They now trail Staten Island by 1 in that category, 14-15, as Galino takes a strike, and they count 0-1. Staten Island, and I know for a fact they still trail Staten Island because that game is scoreless as they enter the top of the 7th inning from Fairfield Properties Ballpark on Long Island. Briseño, a good one behind the plate. Not a whole lot of guys test his arm out as that ball gets away from Briseño, back to the backstop, and now they've got Aklinski hung up between first and second. And the throw goes to the wrong side of second base. Tillman Pugh dives, but Aklinski gets in. That was just a messy play. So Briseño got up to snap throw down to first base because of how far off Aklinski was. The ball got away from him. He wasn't able to hold the ball cleanly. Aklinski hesitated, then went down to second. The throw came to first. Aklinski was caught up and then took off for second base again, and the first baseman Tejeda threw to the third base side of second. When all was said and done, if you were able to follow that monstrosity of a play, Aklinski ends up at second base. The pitch was a strike in the meantime.
That's a Rockers stolen base. UPS stolen base. Ball was more than just home
That pitch down in the dirt.
UPS stolen more than just shipping.
They're going to score that a stolen base for Aklinski. For Aklinski, that will be his 3rd of the year. It is 2 balls and a strike, I believe, is what they're showing the count as right now. Yes, 2-1. And now they had Aklinski almost picked off again, but Tillman Pugh was not over there at second. Johnson stepped off and faked a throw. But Tillman Pugh was not there to cover the bag, and Aklinski dove back in. This has been an adventure around the bases for Aklinski. Here comes the 2-1 to Galino, and a weak ground ball towards short. It'll be a tough play for Jackson, who comes in bare hands but not cleanly. Mike Galino is aboard. Should be an infield base hit for Galino, which would give him a 2-hit game. And that'll bring up Michael Russell now, who's 0 for 2. Michael Russell came through in a big situation in the second inning against Long Island on Sunday. With a couple runners in scoring position, turned a 1-0 Rockers lead into a 3-0 Rockers lead. Couldn't give the Rockers the lead here, but he could at least cut into this deficit a little bit more as he takes a fastball strike. He's 0 for 2 today. You should also note for Mike Galino, today marks his 4th multi-hit game of the year as Russell takes a fastball just low, and the count goes to 1-1. So Russell at the plate is the tying run. 1 ball, 1 strike to the number 9 hitter in the Rockers lineup. Runners at the corners. Johnson's set. Here comes the 1-1. And that is down and in. And the count 2 balls and a strike now. Russell looking for what would be the biggest hit of his year up to this point. Here comes the 2-1. Johnson kicks and fires. Fastball hit on the ground toward short. Jackson goes to second for 1. Tillman Pugh, a double clutch, and the throw to first is well late. Aklinski scores. It is a 6-4 game now, with Russell safe at first. Not exactly sure what caused the double clutch from Tillman Pugh, the second baseman, but he did not get that throw off to first base cleanly, and it allowed a run to come in for High Point. That should be the 8th run batted in of the year for Russell. That'll bring up Johnny Field, who's 0 for 1 today with a run batted in and a couple of walks. High and inside with the fastball from Johnson. And Jose Briseño is going to go out and talk to Johnson now. That bullpen quiet. The Rockers still have Tanner Duncan up in theirs. So the Rockers, after going down 6-1, 2-run home run from Logan Morrison last inning, and an RBI on the force out this inning that came off the bat of Michael Russell, and so it is a 2-run game. 6 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for Lexington. 5 of those, actually every single run came in on a home run. There were 3 solo home runs and a 2-run home run, and the pass ball. Did forget the pass ball. So 5 of the 6 runs came in on home runs then, as Field takes a strike, and they count 0-1. Two home runs from Phillip Ervin, who had not hit one coming into today's game. Tejeda's first of the year as well, and the 9th for Courtney Hawkins. Johnny Field has 2, and he takes down low in the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Both of his came against the Long Island Ducks. The series back on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of this month. Here comes the 1-1 to Field. That's down low. And they count 2-1. Jeff Johnson struggling with his control a little bit here in the bottom of the 7th inning. 18 pitches, 7 of which have been strikes. And the count 2 balls and 1 strike to Field. Runner goes. Here comes the pitch. Swung on. Hit in the air to center. Powell settles under it. A high fly ball. Now Powell makes the catch. And that's the final out of the inning. Rockers get 1. And they inch just a little bit closer to Lexington. We're through 7, and it's 6 for the Legends and 4 for the Rockers on the Rockers Baseball Network. Top of the 8th inning, and the Rockers do in fact go to the bullpen. It is Tanner Duncan, the right-hander, who comes in for John Hayes, who pitched a 1-2-3 7th inning, including a couple of strikeouts. Tanner Duncan this year, no record, 1.50 the ERA. This will be his 7th appearance. He's pitched 6 innings, giving up just 1 run, which came off of a solo home run, 1 walk, 4 strikeouts, and opponents hitting not very good against him, just 111. He'll be facing 2, 3, and 4. That is Pugh, Hawkins, and Tejeda. Translation, home run power. And Tanner Duncan is going to have to navigate through here in the top of the 8th inning. Lexington scored 1 in the 2nd, 3 in the 4th, 1 each in the 5th and 6th. High Point 1 in the 3rd, 2 in the 6th, and 1 in the 7th. Looks like a right-hander and a left-hander. Actually, no, it's 2 right-handers in the bullpen for Lexington. Duncan's first pitch, missing down on the way to Tillman Pugh. Pugh today 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. And the righty comes set. First pitch of the at-bat, or the 1-0 rather, is a fastball that stays away in the count 2-0. Rockers lost their first series of the year against Charleston last week. They dropped 2 out of 3. Came back to take 2 out of 3 from the Ducks up on Long Island this weekend as Pugh fouls that off. Count 2-1. Well, here in the top of the 8th inning, we will take yet another look at the Atlantic League scoreboard report. We check it in the 4th, we check it in the 8th, and we check it after the game. Here comes the 2-1, and it's up. Count 3-1. Southern Maryland has tied it up at Caramont Health Park. Gastonia had a 2-run lead. It is now a 3-3 ball game. We've reached the bottom of the 7th inning there, as Duncan delivers the 3-1. Swing and a miss. Count goes full. Couple of defensive miscues by Gastonia allowed the Blue Crabs to get back into it. Bottom of the 5th, York leads Lancaster 5-4. Starters Sanabia and Teller both still in this game. Here comes the payoff pitch to Pugh. High fastball. Did he go? No, just high, ball 4. And the leadoff man aboard here in the 8th inning. Elsewhere, bottom of the 7th inning, what a duel between Staten Island and Long Island. No score. The Ducks have gone to the bullpen. Anderson De Leon pitched 5. Brady Feigl pitched 1. And now they've gone to Cody Beckman. On the other side, though, Mike Salter, 6 1/3 so far, with just 5 hits allowed in that scoreless battle. And lastly, the Dirty Birds thumping the Genomes 9-0. As the first pitch to Courtney Hawkins up and in ball 1. Nick Longy, a grand slam for Charleston, as Billy Horn's got his team rolling in game 1 of that series. A ball and no strikes to Hawkins. Duncan struggling a little bit with the control out of the gate. Runner goes, first pitch swung on and fouled off. And the count 1-1. Legends have the highest success rate on stolen bases this year. Not the most stolen bases, but the highest success rate, 94.1%. Tillman Pugh is 3 out of 3. In fact, the only Legend to be caught stealing so far is Cesar Cuevas. He's not in the lineup today. The 1-1 coming to Hawkins. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2 now. It was a high fastball. Hawkins not able to lay off of it. And again, the count is 1-2. Duncan comes set. Rockers would love the double play ball here. Instead, Hawkins fouls it off. And the count remains 1-2. It is a beautiful cloudless evening here at the ballpark. Fans trying to get in some Rockers action before the heat that's going to come in the later half of this week arrives. Duncan holds the set. Here comes the 1-2. And time was called before that pitch delivered. Yeah, you look at some of the highs expected the back end of this week. 95 on Friday, 92 on Saturday. A ball and 2 strikes. Duncan delivers, and that's going to hit Hawkins. And now Lexington has 2 aboard in the 8th inning. Not an ideal spot for the Rockers if you want to keep in this game and give yourself an opportunity through your last 2 at-bats. You've got to keep this a 2-run game. And Duncan has walked 1 and hit 1 here in the 8th inning, and here comes Isaias Tejeda, who has a solo home run today. Fastball way outside from Duncan. 12 pitches, 5 strikes. And Mike Galino is going to go out to talk, which is good timing because the baseball has gotten away from the Lexington bullpen and actually crossed into fair territory behind Xander Wheel. So their bullpen catcher, who I assume is Pete Jorgen down there, has gone to retrieve that ball. Now everybody has gone back to their regularly scheduled programming. And here we go. The 1-0 pitch coming to Tejeda. Duncan holds the set. Here comes that 1-0. Fastball low in the count 2-0. Nothing doing in the Rockers bullpen right now. Here in the top of the 8th inning, Legends lead at 6-4. Game 1 of a 3-game set. High Point struggled against Lexington last year. Just seemed to be the one team that High Point could not figure out. Here's the 2-0, fastball away, 3-0. Duncan, one bad one away from loading the bases. 2 walks and a hit by pitch would be the scenario. Jose Briseño is in the on-deck circle. Here comes the 3-0. Fastball outside, ball 4. And Duncan does not have it tonight.
Next up,
comes Briseño. And High Point's bullpen does get up in a hurry. Frank Viola is going to go out and try to buy the Rockers bullpen a little bit of time. It is Bryce Hensley who is hurrying his entrance routine. And the entire Rockers infield going to go in and talk to Duncan now. Nobody out, bases loaded, not an ideal situation. Home plate umpire Marcus Neal going out to break up that meeting now. Wind is pretty non-existent right now. You get a couple of gusts earlier today, but right now all the flags hanging limp, which the way that baseballs have left the park today, especially two to straightaway center. Hitters haven't necessarily needed a lot of help. Here comes the first pitch. That's going to get away from Galino, but not very far. It's ball one. Tanner Duncan now 5 strikes and 16 pitches. Bases loaded. Rockers corners playing in a little bit. Xander Wheel more so at third than Morrison is at first. At this point, the Rockers may be content to go for the double play and potentially surrender a run as that pitch fouled off by Briseño and the count 1-1. Tomorrow is 6:35 start time. We'll be on air 6 o'clock on MixLR on the Rockers pregame show. As per usual, we'll take a look at what all's going on around the Atlantic League, as well as keep you updated on any transactions and scores from earlier on in the day. As that pitch, a swing and a miss, and the count 1-2. Here comes the pitch, swing and a miss. Duncan gets a much-needed strikeout of Jose Briseño, and that is the first out here in the top of the 8th inning, and that'll bring up now Phillip Irvin, who is 2 for 3 with the pair of solo home runs. And is 100% what the Rockers needed. Not out of the woods yet, though, not by a long shot. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball strike on the outside corner, count 0-1. It's a 6-4 Lexington lead. Lexington has the bases loaded here in the top of the 8th. And Duncan delivers the 0-1 fastball away in the count 1-1. The middle portion of this lineup for Lexington has done the most of the damage today. All the home runs have come between the 3 and 7 spots in this lineup. Fly ball, right field side, it'll get out of play. Yaklinski jogs to the line, but no further, and the count 1-2 now. Whereas I told you there was one right-handed pitcher in the bullpen for the Legends, where I told you there was 2, now there is only 1. Hensley still throwing for High Point. And here comes the 1-2. Galino sets up away. Ooh, Duncan about sailed that one to the backstop, but a jumping catch from Galino makes it a 2-2 count, but leaves the bases loaded. Well, if this was hockey, I think you would credit Galeno with an incredible save there. Here comes the 2-2. High and away fastball, and the count goes full. Duncan set big payoff pitch coming here. Fastball hit on the ground towards short. It'll be tough to turn to. Ladendorf goes to second for one. The throw to first base, not in time. The Legends will get a run. Tillman Pugh comes in and scores. It is 7-4. It was going to be a tough play for the Rockers' middle infield to turn. And Jamie Keefe is going to go to the bullpen. And that will be it for Duncan. So Phillip Irvin's fielder's choice gives him a 3 RBI day. It is 7-4. And the Rockers are going to head to the bullpen. It'll be Bryce Hensley coming in to take on Blake Swihart. So we'll step aside and give Hensley a chance to warm up. And when we come back, we'll get you all caught up on everything you need to know. Rockers trail 7-4 in the 8th inning on the Rockers Baseball Network.
Pitching Bryce Hensley. This call from the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless, where you market, connected, and safe. Cricket service today.
Bryce Hensley taking his warm-up tosses here in the 8th inning. Hensley comes into today 0-1, 1.98 the ERA. 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. Opponents hitting 152 against him. We cannot close the book on Duncan yet, as he is responsible to both runners on the corners. And the hitter is Blake Swihart. First pitch coming to Swihart, who is a switch hitter. So he flips around to the right-hand side. Runners at the corners. 1 run already in here in the 8th inning for Lexington. This one a little blooper. Michael Russell going back, and it's going to drop in between Russell and field. A bloop single for Swihart. A run scores. It is an RBI for Swihart, his 6th. And Hawkins will score. Heading to third base on the play was Irvin, so still runners at the corner, still 2 outs, but now it is an 8-4 game. That'll bring up Ryan Jackson. First pitch, a strike. That pitch down low. Good block by Galeno, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomorrow's pitching matchup, Austin Glorious versus Jeff Thompson. Rockers saw Thompson both as a starter and a reliever last year as Hensley's pitch down low in the count 2-1. Here comes the pitch, swung on, high fly ball, center field. Johnny Field having to go a long way, makes the nice running catch, and that will end the inning. 2 runs come in for Lexington, and the Rockers' deficit is now grown to 4 with 2 at-bats coming. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. It's 8-4 your score on the Rockers Baseball Network.
The Piedmont School and Westchester Country Day School offer students the opportunity to grow and learn in a fun and competitive environment. For more information, visit each school's website to get your child started on the path to success. Pitching for the Lexington, 23-year-old Logan Morrison. This ball has been sponsored by Cricket Wireless, working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your cricket service done. Leading off on that one time in that middle. Now batting Logan Morrison. Now batting Xander Wheel.
Letters.
Next up for the Rockers, Quincy Lattimore. Fans join us again tomorrow at 6:35 as we take on the Lexington Legends. Remind all your 2022 grads that they receive 50% off their tickets tomorrow. And we'll go to the ninth inning.
Top of the ninth inning, Bryce Hensley back out. He'll face 9-1-2. That is Marshall, Powell, and Tillman Pugh, the three scheduled hitters for Lexington. Lexington leads it by a score of 8-4. Right-hander up in the bullpen for Lexington as they look to take game one of this series. And a win for the Legends today would move them one game below the 500 mark. Rockers trying to not fall further behind Gastonia, who has been engaged in a battle tooth and nail with Southern Maryland. And right now the Honey Hunters with a lead in the top of the ninth inning. First pitch, ball one to Montrell Marshall. Marshall today 1 for 3. Hensley set first, or the 1-0 rather. Misses low in the count 2-0. I can only assume the right-hander in the bullpen is Austin Adams, as Marshall chases off speed low, 2-1. Austin Adams listed at 5'11", 205. He's taken over as the closer for Lexington. Here comes the 2-1. Swung on, popped up overhead, count 2-2 now. Well, Charleston ran away with their game tonight, so they are now 12-11, which picking up a little ground on the Rockers if High Point not able to reverse this 4-run deficit. Fastball hit in the air, weakly into right center field. Long run for Aklinski, but he covers the necessary ground, makes the catch. That's the first out of the 9th inning. Brings up Boog Powell, who is 1 for 4 with a double. Powell, the only true lefty, not just in the lineup, but on the roster offensively for Lexington, as that pitch inside in the count 1-0. Couple of switch hitters, Swihart being one, Manuel Geraldo being the other, but otherwise it's right-handed heavy. Here's the 1-0, off speed, top of the zone. Hensley does not get the call, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 to Powell. Another fastball up and in. And the count goes to 3-0 now. Well, the Rockers offensively tried to battle in this one. The pitching has kept him in at times, but the last couple of innings or so, it's been a tough show. That pitch is strike, and the count 3-1. Hensley set at the shoulders, and that's a high and inside fastball to Powell, and that is a walk. Stem did not allow a walk. Duncan allowed 2. Hensley is now surrendered 1. And we go to the number 2 spot in the lineup, and that is Tillman Pugh. And that first pitch is fouled off. Actually, this will be a pinch hitter. This is Manuel Geraldo. So we'll give you Geraldo's line here as he's coming to pinch hit. Manuel Geraldo is hitting an even 200, 3 for 15 as he takes down low. 1 run batted in this year. It's a ball and a strike. Runner goes. Here's the pitch swung on, and that's spoiled foul. And Powell will have to head back to first base. Not the first time tonight where the Legends have attempted to run, only to have the pitch fouled off. Interestingly enough, first the 1-2, fastball down low. It's blocked by Galino, 2-2. The Rockers have actually done better with runners in scoring position tonight than Lexington. Lexington 2 of 7, the Rockers 3 of 7. Lexington, though, has only left 3 runners on base, rather. Rockers have stranded 4. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, grounded foul, third base side. And the count remains 2-2. Well, going back to last year, the Rockers just have not been able to figure out the power bats of Lexington, most notably Courtney Hawkins. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. That is out number 2, and that'll bring up said Courtney Hawkins. We certainly hope this is not turning into another Jimmy Paredes situation where it just doesn't matter what year it is, what team he's on, what uniform he's wearing, what time of day. Nothing matters. Jimmy Paredes just hits against High Point, and right now Courtney Hawkins kind of gives the impression of being the same way. As that pitch inside gets away from Galino, but Boog Powell does not run. He's frustrated with himself. He is slamming his fist down on his left thigh. The count, 1 ball, no strikes. Hensley delivers, swing and a miss. Got Hawkins chase off speed low. And the count now 1-1. If you look ahead to the bottom of the ninth, Rockers will have 6, 7, and 8. That is Downs, Aklinski, and Galino. And here comes the pitch. Fastball in. The count 2-1. Boog Powell took a running lead there to try to get Hensley's attention. Powell on the year is 3 out of 3 in stolen bases. This one, a weak line drive. Left field will be a long run for Lattimore, but he'll make the catch in the left center field gap. And Hensley puts up a 0 in the ninth inning. We go to the bottom of the ninth. Rockers need to make a little something happen. They trail 8-4 with 3 outs to go on the Rockers Baseball Network.
This call of the bullpen is sponsored by Cricket Wireless. Working hard to keep you connected and safe. Get your cricket service today. Well, half of the ninth inning, leading off for the Rockers, Jerry Downs. Next up, Ben Aklinski. Pinch hitting for High Point, number 27, Dave Gonzalez. Russell.
Adams comes set. Here comes the first pitch to Russell. Pops it up into shallow right. Going back is Geraldo, and he will make the catch, and that will do it. Well, the Legends put up a victory in Game 1 of this series between the Rockers and the defending champs. Final score 8-4 in favor of the visitors. Rockers post-game show coming up next. We'll break down tonight's action as well as take another look around the Atlantic League and wrap things up with a look ahead to tomorrow. All that coming up next to the Rockers post-game show on the Rockers Baseball Network. Welcome back into the Rockers post-game show as we wrap things up tonight. Lexington takes Game 1 of this 3-game midweek series, 8-4. Your final. Lexington gets on the board in the second inning. A solo home run off of the bat of Isaias Tejeda makes it a 1-0 game. And 2 innings later, they would add to it with a solo home run by Courtney Hawkins to make it 2-0. And then following a Jose Briseño double, Phillip Irvin would hit a home run off of Craig Stem, making it a 4-0 advantage. Rockers actually got one back in the third inning before that, though, on the fielder's choice from Johnny Field, brought a run in. So 4-1 your score as we go to the top of the 5th inning. Montrell Marshall would come in and score on a passed ball, which would make it 5-1. And then in the 6th inning, a solo home run from Irvin, his 2nd of the game, 6-1 then at that point. The Rockers get back on the board, continue to inch their way towards perhaps mounting a comeback. The 2-run home run by Morrison in the bottom of the 6th inning makes it 6-3. And in the 7th inning, they add another on a fielder's choice from Michael Russell. Aklinski comes in and scores 6-4. In the top of the 8th inning, though, 2 more runs would come in for the Lexington Legends. Tillman Pugh scores on the Phillip Irvin fielder's choice, and then Blake Swihart knocks a base hit. A little blooper that just got past Michael Russell and not far enough to get out to Ben Aklinski in right center field. That base hit brings in a run. Lexington wins it 8-4, your final. Let's take one last look around the Atlantic League. Everything else going on in this evening's slate of games. Southern Maryland has rallied in the 9th inning. They were down 4-3. They scored 2 in the 9th to take a 5-4 lead now on Gastonia. That is a huge development in that ball game. Matt Latos has now struck out the first 2 hitters in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Blue Crabs look like they're about to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat today, which is going to go a long way as far as the Rockers not losing any ground in this division. It looked for a while that High Point was going to probably slip tonight because Gastonia held the lead for the majority of their game today. But for right now, High Point may be able to get a gift from the Southern Maryland Blue Crabs. Elsewhere, middle of the 8th inning, York leading Lancaster 5-4 your score. Staten Island loses 1-0 to Long Island. That game went 9 innings, but the Ducks score in the 8th. A single run that gives them a 1-0 advantage over Staten Island. And then finally, the Genomes take down the Dirty Birds take down the Genomes 10-2. Charleston tries to make up a little bit of ground on Gastonia as well. So that's a look at the Atlantic League scoreboard report one last time. And, well, as we look at what happened tonight, it's pretty simple. There's not a whole lot to discuss. Simply put, this was a game where the home run ball really played into effect. Craig Stem was tagged for 4 home runs, and, a couple of them here and there, not a big deal because, and I said this comment earlier on, Craig Stem allowed the home runs without anybody on base, which was pretty darn good when you think about what this Lexington team was able to do last year. They would crowd the base paths and then hit the home run, but the fact the Rockers were able to give up those home runs without guys on base gave you the thought, hey, if the offense can just get something going, you've got a shot. The offense did start coming around in the 6th and 7th inning, but when it was all said and done, I think at the end of the day, the home runs just kind of did the Rockers in today. But again, I think that Stem pitched much better than the numbers indicate. I think the offense was not terrible tonight by any stretch of the imagination. And it was just a game where, plain and simply, they got beat by Lexington tonight. And, it's just game 1. You come back tomorrow and you give it another go. Give it the old college try, so to speak. Tomorrow is a 6:35 first pitch time. And the Legends will throw Jeff Thompson 1-3, 7.78 the ERA. Rockers counter with Austin Glorious 1-1, 3.24 his earned run average. And Glorious is coming off of what I believe is his best start of the year so far. 4 2/3 innings pitched, 1 unearned run allowed in that contest, which was the finale against the Charleston Dirty Birds. So we'll see if Glorious is able to tame these Lexington bats, keep the home run numbers a little bit more in check tomorrow, while the Rockers, hey, maybe they can find a few more of those home runs in their own bats, because, again, this is a team that's shown a penchant to hit those home runs this year. High Point limited to just 1 tonight, while surrendering 4, including 2 to Phillip Irvin and 1 to the league leader in Courtney Hawkins. Well, that'll wrap things up for us tonight. Final score is Lexington 8 and High Point 4. Oh, I just remembered we did not hand out a game ball. Let's give this one to, how about Logan Morrison? The 2-run home run was 2 for 3 tonight. One of his better offensive nights so far this year. Game ball goes to Logan Morrison. Now, that'll do it for us tonight. Final score, Lexington 8 and the High Point Rockers 4. A big shout out to everyone down in the control room for all their hard work today, all the camera operators around the ballpark, as well as the Rockers media department. And for all of them, I'm Kendrick Fruit saying have a rocking good night. We'll see you tomorrow, 6:35 first pitch, the Rockers pregame show on MixLR at 6 o'clock. This has been a presentation of High Point Rockers Baseball on the Rockers Baseball Network.